Here's an iconic song that can seem slightly romantic on the surface. Until you dive into the deeper meaning and stories behind it, you'll uncover it has a little bit of a sinister undertone. Now, I've got to be honest with you, this song is not for beginners. If you want to play the guitar part like Andy Summers, it requires a lot of stretchy chords with the fretting hand and articulate picking with the strum hand. So you've been warned. If you're still with me, let's dive into this every breath you take guitar lesson. Now we're going to start off with a technique called arpeggio picking. Here's the first part. So I'm playing the frets 5 on the low E, 7 on the A string, and 9 on the D string. Now those 3 notes are part of this bigger chord, which is an A add 9. Remember I said the stretchy chords? Well, that's one of them there. It's got a beautiful sound to it. It looks like a major bar chord, but you just raise up that root note on the 4th string up a whole step, and that creates an add 9 sound. Now you don't have to play that whole thing. What I do is I sneak this finger down. See, my index finger does this little shift move. So I'm going to play 5, 7, 9, then come back to 7 on the 5th string, then reach that index finger to 6 on the 3rd string, then come back 9, 7, 9. So it's... Now I'm also using a palm mute here with my strumming hand. So instead of ringing out, it's muted. And that gets that iconic kind of driving, percolating sound. So that's the first part, and a lot of this song is taking the same guitar ideas but moving them around the fretboard. And if you've struggled with understanding the fretboard so you can play rhythm and lead anywhere on the neck, then go to johnmcclennan.com/fretboard guide and get your hands on my free fretboard guide PDF. This is going to be one of the most valuable resources you ever see for understanding the neck, and I put it all on one page. You can get it completely for free. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/fretboard guide. Now, if you try to play along with this recording, you may notice that it sounds out of key. And what my theory is that they played it in the key of A, and then they slowed the tape down a little bit. They slowed the recording down, and it just kind of has like a mellower vibe to it. But what it does is, because they recorded it, you know, their guitars were in tune, but then when you slow it down, it kind of drops the pitch a little bit. But it didn't drop it all the way down to A flat, right? That makes it even harder, because you get these crazy stretches. But it ends up being slightly between A and A flat. And it's just a recording studio technique. When you see the Police playing this live on a ton of videos online, they play it in the key of A. And A makes sense, you know, as a guitar part. So I would play it in A, you know, if you want to kind of retune to the recording, then you have to lower it down just right in between those notes. So that's the first chord. Then we go down to a minor version of this, and we're going to play the same thing, just shifted down to the 2nd fret. But here, instead of doing that, we're going to go and add this 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So it becomes... So that shift there basically creates this chord, which is pretty tough to play down there. That is an F sharp minor 9. So all the chords are like these add 9 sounds. Then you go to a D add 9. We're gonna play the 5th fret on the 5th string, 7th fret on the 4th string, 9th fret on the 3rd string. Then come back to the 5th string, then bring this pinky back and go to like a power chord. See that? And then you do the same thing on E, 2 frets higher. So it's, and then you go back to A. And that's the intro. Now, I have a little bit of a sound dialed up, which a lot of times I'm not using pedals in my videos, but I have a little bit of reverb on there. I've got a little bit of delay. You can hear that echo. And then I also have some chorus. Now, chorus was an effect that Andy Summers used on a ton of Police recordings. So combine those together and you can get a sound close to the recording. So let me back up. I'm gonna play this whole intro. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Then right there, every breath you, and it goes again. Okay, the second time, instead of going to A, we actually go to an F sharp minor. So we go back down there, and then we go back and do it again. So first time A, second time F sharp minor. Now the third time, A again. All right, then we go to Oh Can't You See, and we go on to the next section. Now, Oh Can't You See starts on the 4 chord. We go. Kind of a bluesy sound there. So what I did there was go to the D, add 9, and then you play a D power chord to a D7. By taking that pinky off. So you go 5, 7, 7, back to 5 on the 5th string, then 5 on the 3rd string, and come back through the string. So, love that part. So it's, and then to A, 2 bars. Then we take that A and move it up 2 frets. It becomes a B, to E. Then we go back to da, 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 back to A. It's the first part again. Do, 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 F sharp. Same as before. Now this time we go to the F sharp minor. Then we go to the bridge, and I love this part. We got 2 new chords here, and we get a break in the bridge. You get to just play straight up bar chords. You go F, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to G. That's just a nice little down, up, down, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So those are the chords for the bridge, F, G, F, G. Then the last time you go F, back up to A, and you return to that arpeggio part. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to G. 2 bars each. 2, 3, 4, then G. Last time, F. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, then back to A. Now, it's so genius there. If you need a lyric cue the last time, it's just keep crying, crying, baby, please. You know, and you go back to this A. And it's really a climb. Almost sounds like the sun comes out. So there you have it, a breakdown of Andy Summers' iconic guitar part. Now remember, if you've never played these stretchy chords before, then you need to be patient with your hands because they actually have to stretch out. And this happens over time. The more you work on this and the longer you play guitar, your hands actually stretch out. So be patient, and if you want to understand how to put this together anywhere on the fretboard so you can learn songs faster and not have to waste time spinning your wheels, then go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide and get your hands on my free fretboard guide. It's just a one-page resource, but it's going to be one of the most valuable resources you ever see for understanding the neck. And it's completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide and grab that as my gift to you. As always, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you might like this one next.